This is Lorenz Atlas, and I will be talking about the Intercollegiate athletics discussion. So, the first question is, what are some of the differences I have noticed or learned between Division 1, 2, and 3? Well, the first difference is that Division 3 has the most college athletes out of the three divisions, around 188,000, and I was a little bit surprised, but not surprised. The reason I was surprised because I would assume that the best division, which Division 1, will have the most college athletes, but on the flip side, I'm not surprised because Division 3 schools are usually the least expensive, and they have like the least amount of money you have to spend for the student. So I don't really sound that surprising. Another difference that I learned is that the legislation of the three divisions is very different. Division 1 is basically divided to the Power 5 conference, which means that's the ACC, SEC, Pac-12, Big 12, and Big 10. So those 5 schools have majority of the vote and what decisions are made in terms of their division. In Division 3, all the schools have equal amount of decision making in what happens in terms of like regulations, rules, and etc. And I think that's very important because that allows everyone to have an equal voice in decision. And the second question is, why is there concern about the rates of spinning in men's sports compared to spinning in women's sports? I think the biggest reason is because football in men's sports plays a humongous factor. I think that's the biggest reason in my opinion, because football is the most popular sport in Division 1 men's sports by far. It's not even close. So in terms of sponsorships, ads, etc. So football is a very popular sport in the United States right now, and I looked up some research right here, and it says that 75% of the coaching's compensation budgets were on men, and 70% of recruiting dollars went to men teams. So that basically means that majority of the money goes to the recruits. I'm gonna assume the men's recruits. 44% schools with SBS programs spends 44% of their budget on men's sports, while 18% of women's sports. And I think that's a little bit unfair because women deserve to have the same amount of money as men, but I can understand because football and men's sports is so popular that it oversees any women's sports, and that's unfortunate. And the last question is, on average, what percent of Division 1 men's budgets are consumed by football and men's basketball? I'll say about 80%. I'll say around 80%, and the reason I say 80% because those two sports alone are shattering any of the other men's sports. It includes men's hockey, baseball, lacrosse, swimming. A lot of people watch those two sports, and those two sports are the most popular college sports right now. So, and I think that women and men should be paid equally, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother discussion. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion, and have a nice day or nice night.